Hello, it is my pleasure now to we're introducing two new awards that were created in order to recognize the efforts of our newer League of Women Voters of Alabama members who are making a tremendous difference in our ability to make democracy work in Alabama. We have one award that was targeted to members who are working in the area of advocacy, and the other one is targeted to the Education Fund, which is our nonprofit where we do a lot of education activities, voter services, and other activities. These two awards together are giving us a way to recognize the efforts of our newer league members who are out there working hard and shaking things up. And we wanted to be able to recognize them during our awards banquet during convention. So now I'm going to hand this off to Darlene Freeman, who is going to talk about the awards and who they were named after and what their purpose is. And then we'll present the inaugural awards to the two amazing league volunteers.
The Wright Sylvester Citizen Advocacy Award. The League of Women Voters of Alabama strives to protect the rights and welfare of all Alabama citizens. Therefore, we advocate for measures that strengthen transparent, representative, and responsive government, defense of voting, civil and human rights, preservation of the environment and natural resources, and equitable access to quality education and health care. Although there are many league leaders who have fought for these principles, this biennial award recognizes two leaguers who have led the way for decades in this work, Ruth L. Wright and Rebecca Becky Sylvester. The LWVAL hereby names the Citizen Advocacy Award in their honor. Ruth Park Lehman Wright, 1933 to 2018. What Ruth Wright accomplished in the service of league advocacy was extraordinary. As league leader, Dr. Charlotte Ward once said, Ruth Wright always did what she set out to do and did it well. Hers was the face of integrity and passion for good government and wise decision-making. She kept check on government and public policy makers and led the league in action to better Alabama. Ruth served as program director and advocacy chair on the league board from 2002 to 2010. The studies that she directed led to new League of Women Voters of Alabama positions and action to improve election laws, including action to abolish pack-to-pack transfers and support early voting and no-excuse absentee voting, to regulate predatory payday lending, to define standards for good charter schools, and to improve the organization and operation of the Alabama legislature. Her team's research led to new league issue positions in each of these areas. The Facts and Issues report resulting from the study of the Alabama legislature has been used by incoming freshman legislators as a guide to understanding the structure of that body and the process and procedures for lawmaking. Ruth Wright was a past recipient of several of the Alabama League's established awards, including the Phyllis Ray Award for Community Service and the Joyce Woodworth Award for Service to the League. We now name the LWVAL Citizen Advocacy Award for her to honor her once again. Gladys Rebecca Becky Faust Sylvester, 1934 to 2022. Becky Sylvester served as co-president of the League of Women Voters of Alabama from 2003 to 2005 and president from 2005 to 2006. That was only part of her service to the League. Becky's vast knowledge of good and effective League practice at local, state, in Florida, Maryland, Arizona, and California, as well as Alabama, and national levels, made her a mentor to many in the League throughout the nation. For years, Becky traveled weekly from Birmingham to Montgomery during the Alabama legislative sessions to observe and testify for league positions, speaking to committees and directly with the lawmakers. To inform and rally public support for league positions, she regularly gave media interviews and wrote effective letters to the editor and opinion editorials. She inspired member and public action with her inspiring and fact-supported calls to action. She initiated a program whereby local leagues interviewed legislators prior to legislative sessions to determine their positions and gain insight on their support for or opposition to key legislation. This information was vital to planning our advocacy focus and action during the session. With this named award, we recognize and honor Rebecca Becky Sylvester for her long service to the League of Women Voters in Alabama and beyond.
Rebecca, the League of Women Voters of Alabama is delighted to present you with this award. Your work over the past 2 years in co-chairing the state advocacy team has been phenomenal. Your expertise in bill analysis and knowledge of how the legislature works have been essential in the team's work to evaluate bills. Your leadership skills have enhanced the camaraderie of the group even while you kept meetings on schedule. All we can say is thank you, and we hope you remain active in the league for a long, long time.
So I'm honored, also a little bit embarrassed to accept this award. There are nights, days often that I don't want to do this. I want to be in a hammock. I want to be in my vegetable garden. I want to be eating pizza. But I feel like for so much of the work that we do, I feel like we all feel like it has to be done. And so week after week, the advocacy team keeps showing up, keeps reading these horrible bills, keeps debating and considering, I think, to a greater extent sometimes than the lawmakers themselves, and analyzing. It feels like hundreds of bills. It's not quite that much, but when 800 bills are introduced every session, it's very critical that someone keeps an eye on things. So I guess that's kind of the work that we're doing. So absolutely could not do the work that we do without everybody on the advocacy team showing up, looking over legislation. Again, not how any of us probably want to spend our time, but here we are. So thank y'all for the award. Thank everybody for the work that you do. Thanks.
The Permaloff Ward Citizen Education Award. The League of Women Voters was founded to create an educated electorate. Toward that goal, the Alabama League has dedicated much of its time to civics education. We educate Alabamians on the importance of voting as well as the mechanics of voting, how to register to vote, as well as how to cast a ballot. We have sponsored a variety of even-handed efforts to inform the public about candidates for public office so voters can make informed decisions. Debates, candidate forums, and written questionnaires, including vote411.org, our voter education tool. Because we study public policy concerns from many different perspectives, our information has been the gold standard for citizens and policymakers alike. We are naming this Citizen Education Award to honor 2 league leaders, Ann Permaloff and Charlotte Ward, who exemplify our commitment to educating voters. Ann Christine Permaloff Grafton, PhD, 1944 to 2019. Dr. Ann Permaloff joined the League in 1975 and served the League in many different leadership roles at various times. Member of the board and later president of both the Montgomery League and the Alabama League. This work convinced her that ignorance of politics and the political process has restricted Alabama's ability to prosper. A professor of political science at Auburn University at Montgomery, she was happy to share her knowledge of all things political. She received the Woodworth Award in 2007 for outstanding service to the League in the area of programming. Charlotte Berkeley Reed Ward, PhD, 1929 to 2022. Dr. Charlotte Ward was an educator by profession as well as by example. She was a lifelong teacher and pioneer for women in the sciences. Quote, "No one in my family ever told me I couldn't do something because I'm a girl," end quote, she said, and she lived her life doing what interested her. Early in her career, she was an elementary science teacher on public television, and later, as a professor, taught a variety of science courses at Auburn University. She was an involved community member, active with Girl Scouts, Auburn First Baptist Church, Auburn City Council, etc. She was also the first female president of the Auburn Faculty Senate and an active league leader, all while juggling the responsibilities of family and professional life. Her sense of humor was legendary, as was her ability to collaborate with people of different backgrounds. She served as president and board member of the Auburn League and additionally of the Alabama League. Her commitment to accurate information led her to edit various league publications, especially our newsletter, The Vote.
Now it is my pleasure to present the Permeloff Ward Citizen Education Award to Nancy Muse, who is our Natural Resources Coordinator on the League of Women Voters of Alabama Education Fund Board. And through her efforts, we've created an amazing series of environmental education forums that are on our YouTube channel now, and she is continuing to create ideas. She's got ideas for so many more, which are helping us bring in new people who are learning about the league, and we are educating our league members and the public about the issues that face all of us living in Alabama related to the environment. And I'm just so excited to present this to her. Nancy, I think you can see this. It says, presented to Nancy Muse for establishing the Alabama Environment Education Series that provides voters with important natural resources information. And it's my honor to present this to you. Congratulations.
Kathy and Darlene, this comes as quite a surprise. I was really overwhelmed when I was informed of this award. I just want to thank the League of Women Voters of Alabama, and Kathy, especially you. You came to me and suggested, because you know that I have been involved in this kind of work, and without your suggestion, this could not have happened. I just look at it as such a wonderful opportunity to showcase some of the best and brightest minds, people who have been dedicating years of their life to making this planet cleaner and more inhabitable for all creatures, including humans. So this is a wonderful opportunity. I'm just so glad to be a part of it. And I hope it just continues to grow and to keep going. And once again, I'm humbled and honored, and thank you so much.